August 20th, 2016. Inside a packed arena in Las Vegas, the biggest star MMA had ever seen walked toward the octagon carrying more pressure than any fighter before him. Just 5 months earlier, Conor McGregor had suffered the most devastating defeat of his career. The man who promised he could beat anyone had been humbled. Now he had one chance to prove the world wrong. And what happened that night would change Conor McGregor forever. Before 2016, Conor McGregor seemed unstoppable. He had stormed through the featherweight division with a combination of knockout power, precision striking, and unmatched confidence. Every prediction came true. Every opponent fell. He knocked out Jose Aldo in just 13 seconds. He became the biggest draw in MMA history. Fans didn't just believe McGregor could win. They believed he couldn't lose. Then everything changed. In March 2016, McGregor accepted a dangerous challenge. He moved up to welterweight to face Nate Diaz on short notice. Many believed Diaz was simply a replacement opponent, a stepping stone, another name for McGregor's growing highlight reel. But Nate Diaz wasn't intimidated. He didn't care about the hype. He didn't care about the fame. And when the fight began, he stood right in front of McGregor and traded punches. At first, McGregor looked sharp, but as the rounds went on, fatigue set in. His power faded. His movement slowed. And for the first time in years, someone refused to break. Then came the moment nobody expected. Diaz rocked McGregor, forced him backward, and eventually submitted him in the second round. Just like that, the myth of invincibility was gone. Conor McGregor had been beaten. The loss shocked the MMA world. Critics questioned everything. Had McGregor been overrated? Could he handle bigger opponents? Was his dominance already over? For the first time in his UFC career, doubt surrounded him. Most champions would have moved on, taken an easier fight, protected their image. McGregor did the opposite. He demanded an immediate rematch. No excuses, no detours, just another fight with the man who had exposed his weaknesses. It was the biggest gamble of his career, because if he lost again, his rise to superstardom could come crashing down. The rematch wasn't just about revenge. It was about evolution. McGregor and his team completely changed their approach. They studied every mistake from the first fight. His conditioning improved. His movement became more disciplined. His strategy became smarter. Instead of chasing a knockout, he focused on managing energy and controlling distance. The brash knockout artist was becoming a complete fighter, and that transformation would soon be tested under the brightest lights imaginable. The rematch at UFC 202 became one of the most anticipated fights in MMA history. The tension was enormous. Millions watched. The rivalry had become personal. When the cage door closed, McGregor looked different. More focused, more patient, more calculated. Early in the fight, he dropped Diaz multiple times. But Diaz kept coming, just like before. Every round became a war. Every exchange felt like it could change history. McGregor began to tire. Diaz surged forward. The momentum swung back and forth. Neither man would quit. For 25 exhausting minutes, they pushed each other to the limit. Then the final horn sounded. The judges awarded a majority decision victory to Conor McGregor. He had done it. He had answered every question. The victory wasn't important because McGregor won. It was important because of how he won. Before Nate Diaz, McGregor relied heavily on confidence and momentum. After Nate Diaz, he understood adversity. He knew what it felt like to lose. He knew what it took to come back. The rematch proved that greatness isn't about being undefeated. It's about responding when everything goes wrong. Without that loss and redemption story, the next chapter of McGregor's career might never have happened. Just months later, he would become the first fighter in UFC history to hold 2 titles simultaneously. But many fans believe the real turning point came earlier. In the war with Nate Diaz, the fight that forced him to evolve, and the fight that changed Conor McGregor forever. If you enjoyed this story and want more deep dives into the greatest fights, rivalries, and moments in MMA history, subscribe to the Fight Files.